Hello everyone and welcome. We do understand about the operating system. It is a type of a system software that runs, handles and controls the overall working of the computer system. And friends, we also know that a computer is made up of tiny electronic components. There are a couple of electronic components. So there are multiple type of hardware that build up a computer system. But here a question arises that what type of a software is required for the working of the hardwares that are attached to the computer system. So the answer lies in a single topic, that is device drivers. So in this video we are going to discuss about the device driver in detail. So let's start it. First question is, what is a device driver? And if you can focus on the topic name, that is a device driver, which means a driver that is responsible, that is specific for a device, or we can say in simple word, a driver that will run a device. So let's get into it. It is a software program that controls the hardware devices and peripherals which are attached to the computer and also enables them for communication with the operating system. A device driver is a computer program that controls a particular hardware device. It provides the user with an interface for the device and enables the operating system and other software to communicate with the hardware and initiate its functions. Now the question is, how does a driver works? It runs at a high privilege in the system and uses a communication subsystem, that is computer bus, to which the device is connected. That means it works as a kind of translator. It translates the information and commands from the operating system to the piece of hardware. They are what enables printers, keyboards to operate and work with modern PCs. So after that, we might think that what are the devices that requires the drivers? So the drivers are required for printers, monitors, CD-ROM, network card, card readers, sound card, USB drives and friends so on. That means every hardware in our system needs a driver. So the hardware requirement is the set of software that will run that specific hardware, and every hardware required a driver. But haven't you observed that we don't have to install the driver for monitors or keyboard, mouse, hard drives? And why? Because friends, they are inbuilt with the product, that is our operating system. So once we install our operating system, the required drivers are installed with the operating system. They are inbuilt in the operating system. And if later on a user installs any other type of a hardware with the system, so it is a requirement for the user to install the specific driver for the hardware, right? So next thing we are going to discuss about the types. Here friends, the device driver have been categorized into 10 categories, and they are generic, specific, kernel, user mode, characters, block, OEM, class, open source and virtual. So we are going to discuss about them one by one. So starting with generic device drivers. These are pre-installed drivers for generic purposes and many devices. As I have discussed before, that some of the drivers that are the most important drivers for the devices that build up a computer systems are pre-installed with the operating system. So such type of drivers are known to be the generic device drivers. Then we have specific device drivers installed by the user. They are prepared for a particular device or a particular class of devices. Next we have kernel device drivers. These are the most generic drivers possible loaded along with the operating system. They access RAM to function, hence the minimal requirements for every operating system. Next we have user mode device drivers. These drivers are loaded in the user mode and may be saved on the computer. This means that they are not as heavy for the system. They include the drivers for your typical external devices. Then we have character device drivers. These deals with data in a stream of characters where each character is treated independently. Example of character devices include keyboard, mice, serial port and terminals. That means devices that typically handle input or output one character at a time. Next we have block device drivers. This type handles file system request, employing the strategy routine to execute disk input output operations. They can also offer a character driver interface enabling direct device access, that is raw interface. Next we have in this category is the OEM, that is original equipment manufacturer drivers. These are specific device drivers developed by the original hardware manufacturers for seamless integration and optimal performance with their products. These drivers ensure compatibility and functionality between the hardware and the operating system. Therefore, like kernel drivers, they are among the generic ones. Next we have class drivers. These drivers are more general. They work for a particular class of similar hardware rather than for all or only one type. Most commonly, they are used for USB connected devices. Open source drivers. These drivers are usually provided by the hardware or software manufacturers. It's worth nothing that these drivers offer more privacy, as it's easy to eliminate the tracking code if it's included in the first place for them. And last we have virtual device drivers. These drivers are used to emulate the hardware of the host device and that is running on a virtual machine. So friends, this was all for today's video, and I hope you get the concept of the device drivers. So all the hardware devices that build up a computer system or the devices that are attached to the computer system need a driver to run it. So driver is a type of a system software that is a set of instructions, that is a code documentation that is required for the working of a specific device. So I hope you find this video informative, and if you do so, do give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and we will be discussing the next type of a system software in our next video. Till then, take good care of yourselves.